I'm Susan Young. This is my husband, Rich Young, and we are the owners of Lucky Star Farm. Lucky Star Farm is a 20-acre little farmstead located between Iowa City and Kalona. We have some diversity here, some diverse livestock like goats, dairy goats, ducks, chickens, llamas, and we do some fun agritourism here as well. We have 2 Airbnbs. One Airbnb we're sitting in right now. It's called the Milk House at Lucky Star Farm. And when the season's right, we have a vintage camper named Buddy that's parked outside. Anything else?
Well, we do goat yoga in the spring as well. And Susan has been a teacher all her life, so she enjoys giving people farm tours and telling them about all of our sustainable practices and other activities here on the farm as well.
We were inspired to open this farm up for agritourism maybe a dozen or so years ago. We kept having folks out to just visit, and we started realizing that we saw the work that needed to be done here, but when other people came to see us, they saw the beauty and the interesting things about being on a farm. And we felt like it was time to open it up and invite other folks to come out and see the kinds of things that were possible on a small, diverse Iowa farm.
I think the fact that we have visitors to our farm and we have overnight stays for people to get a real immersive experience here on the farm makes us a little bit unique. You know, not everybody has Nigerian dwarf goats and a small milking herd of dairy goats like we do. And I think the fact that we're able to share that so freely with the public and guests and everyone else who wants to come, we just really enjoy being able to do that and to open people's eyes to what small farms are like in Iowa.
Well, I think here at Lucky Star Farm, we are often known as the Goat Yoga Farm. Folks from all over the area. We've had people come from St. Louis. We've had folks come from all over to attend classes in the spring with our goats. And so I think that's really probably one of the most popular attractions that we have here at the farm. And it's super fun. For 2 months, usually April and May, we have maybe upwards of 24 baby goats here at the farm. And we put out a big white tent in the middle of the lawn. We have a yoga instructor, and we bring over all the baby goats. And so there's a pretty high ratio of baby goat to yogi. And I have to say there's not a lot of yoga that goes on, but a whole lot of goat cuddling that goes on at the same time. And it's really very delightful. People who have never done yoga before come all the time and remark that they didn't know yoga could be so accessible. And so that's always a great joy. And it's great for my goats in that they get handled a lot, because most of the baby goats that are born here to the farm leave the farm. As much as we'd like for them to stay, we can't keep 25 goats every single season. So most of them go to new farms. And the fact that they've been handled so many times by so many loving people helps create these super friendly, well-adjusted goats that do really well on their new farms just because they've been handled so frequently. And the other thing is the goats then sort of pay for their way in the world. The proceeds from goat yoga buys a lot of hay to keep their tummies full all winter long. We have people that contact us all year round for goat yoga, but we only offer it in the spring when the goats are babies, because I think having a 75-pound goat climbing on your back is really not that relaxing. So it's a springtime activity here at the farm. Like Rich said, I am a teacher, and so I really love teaching people about our farm. And we do offer tours for people that stay here on the farm overnight, or people that might just want to come to the farm for an hour and and see the kinds of things we have going on. Tours here at the farm include walking through the pasture and seeing how we raise our ducks and chickens on the pasture. We have a silvopasture. We have an acre of chestnut trees growing in rows, and so we teach people about how those trees grow, create shade, drop chestnuts, and enrich the soil and enrich the well-being of our animals. We teach folks about the life cycle of a dairy goat and how milk is produced. Raw milk is legal here now in the state of Iowa, so I'm able to share raw milk samples and cheese samples with people, which is great fun. A lot of folks know all about cows being dairy animals, but the fact that goats are also an incredibly popular animal to milk around the world is something a bit new to folks. So that is always a joy to share. We have had all kinds of folks come for tours. We had kindergartners, a whole giant 100 person busloads of kindergartners come before, which was great fun. We've had adults on a tour bus come before. You know, we've had journalists from Uganda come and visit. You know, we've had folks from all kinds of nonprofits all around Eastern Iowa come. And so it's very exciting to be able to share our farm with a really diverse group of people. I think that's probably one of our biggest joys of being in the agritourism business.
Yeah. I think it's really the variety of people that we get to meet. We've had guests from overseas. We've had guests from groups in the area with disabilities are able to come and see the animals and learn a little bit and experience the farm. Just people from all walks of life, really. One of my favorite things, I think, is when people come here and they say, I've never been to Iowa, it's beautiful. That really just kind of warms my heart, and that we were able to show them, you know, this is really a wonderful place to be and to come and visit.
It's also been really fun. You know, as I said, we've had folks from all over the world, and some of our most memorable visitors have been folks that maybe were from Central America or from countries in Africa, where they also milked dairy goats. And so, you know, I've been shoulder to shoulder with other women who also have milked dairy goats, and they'll marvel at the way I do it here, and they'll tell me about the way they did it back home. And I mean, those kinds of memories are so impactful to me and really exciting. It's also really fun to have folks maybe grew up on a farm, or their grandparents grew up on a farm, but that farm as it was in their childhood no longer exists. And so oftentimes our farm gives people sort of, I don't know, like a walk back in time, maybe to what small diverse farms in Iowa really used to be like. And so it's fun for people to relive their memories. We've had a lot of folks come into this milk house and say, oh, yes, I remember all these parts of the milk house from when I helped my grandpa milk his cow herd. And it really prompts a lot of good memories and some not so good memories. We have a lot of people that come and say, chickens, I want nothing to do with chickens. I used to gather eggs for my grandma, and I got my hand pecked so many times from a chicken. I don't want to see those chickens. So not always great memories, but memories nonetheless. The farm is open by appointment because first and foremost, we are farmers, and so I'm usually mucking around the farm somewhere, but we do like people to call for an appointment or email for an appointment. Our Airbnb, the Milk House, is open February through December, and we have a newish Airbnb. Her name is Betty.
Betty is a fully restored 1968 Comet camper. So she's very cozy and adorable, and we have Betty available for rent through Airbnb from around mid-April or early May to around late October to maybe mid-November, when it's warm enough outside to be able to enjoy.
Thank you for checking out Lucky Star Farm with us today, and if you want any more details, please visit our website. We'd love to host you for a tour, or for goat yoga, or for a stay overnight. And we're always dreaming up new and exciting ways to open up the farm to people. So stay tuned to see what's in store for 2025.